Today, rehabilitation services are underserving the needs because of the pressure they have from managed healthcare. What is needed is a system that creates more intensive and more engaging rehabilitation, such that the same clinical goals are achieved faster. Bright Cloud International has the solution. I would like to present to you BrightBrainer, a unique system that does both brain and upper body exercising in a single setting. It does so through bimanual interactions with custom virtual reality games. And because it does bimanual interaction, it increases the cognitive load and the flow to the brain, which is beneficial. And finally, BrightBrainer is unique because it induces over 1,800% more repetitions than in a conventional therapy session that a patient goes to. These repetitions are key to induce changes in the brain, such as creating more connections between the two lobes, making people more aware, more able to do multitasking. And in certain populations, such as stroke and traumatic brain injury, this high level of repetitions induce brain plasticity, which in turn produces healing. BrightBrainer is a portable laptop-based system which uses custom virtual reality games as well as a game controller interface, namely the Razer Hydra, with two pendants. Each pendant tracks whole arm movements as well as finger flexion or extension. These features are then used to control hand avatars or other avatars in the game. Several games have been developed for BrightBrainer. The first three games, Breakout 3D, Kites, and Drums, are games that train focusing, task sequencing, and accuracy. The next two games, Card Island and Remember That Card, train memory, short-term visual memory, or delayed recall. Finally, the pick and place game, which you see at the bottom of the screen, trains working memory. BrightBrainer has been subject of a pilot study on 10 elderly residents of a nursing home, the majority of whom had dementia or stroke or traumatic brain injury. They train for 8 weeks, and the progression of their tasks included fewer games at the beginning, more games later on, shorter sessions first, longer sessions later, training with one arm first, and then playing bimanually in the second half of the rehabilitation. What you will see now are short examples of their training in various games.
Crocodile and doctor. Monkey? I know what a monkey. Okay. Cheetah. If I'm not mistaken, that's a cheetah. That's a cheetah. I'm sorry. That. Polar bear. Wow. How wonderful. Let me try to see. Monkey? Here. Monkey? Okay, let's try this. Grasshopper. Grasshopper. Oh man. Okay. That's peacock. You try to see. Which one would I get? I'll get this one. Peacock. I don't believe it. But I might just as well push that, and then I get the elephant.
0 errors.
Somebody rearranged it. It was too easy this time. Did you rearrange it?
No, I didn't do anything.
Did you rearrange it, Kevin?
Nope. No.
Watch out.
I'm just
Hold the 2 buttons.
No, you just got better.
Okay.
As you saw in the previous video clip, the patient played bimanually with wrist weights to increase her physical exertion. The present patient is lower functioning. He's playing with one hand only, but he is understanding the game and is able to play it and enjoy it.
Oh, that was good.
That's it
Oh,
again.
man.
All right.
The drums game trains decision making and focusing. The patient is playing it bimanually.
Wow, 86%. Missed one.
This sequence exemplifies the socializing features of BrightBrainer, in which patients relate to their family members.
That's a lot. Yeah.
You got one.
Oh no. Nope.
Wow. Wow. Good job. You beat anything. Yeah, you beat anything.
Me and my grandson played this all the time.
The participants in the pilot study were seen pre and post training by an independent clinician. Using standardized testing, he saw an improvement in 8 of the 9 neuropsychology tests that were performed. The most benefit was found in executive function area, which is decision making, and in reduction of depression in 7 of the 10 participants with no additional depression medication. The improvement in the clinical area corresponded with improvement in the game scores. BrightBrainer assigned scores to each game, and what you see here are scores in the breakout game, which shows you the progression of the group and the standard deviation over the sessions 3 to 16 of training. The group progressed, and the group was less uniform at the end of the rehabilitation intervention because those games were more difficult. In the Card Island game, which trains short-term vision memory, you see a similar progression of the group as far as their game scores goes, and the progression again occurs throughout the rehabilitation, with the standard deviation being larger at the end of the rehabilitation intervention. The number of repetitions which the group had during each session increased up to 300 repetitions for the dominant arm at the end of the rehabilitation intervention. For non-dominant or recessive arm, you see that at the beginning, up until session 8, there are no repetitions because those first 8 sessions were played unimanually. However, once the recessive arm is engaged in sessions 9 through 16, you see that the number of repetitions keep increasing up to 300. If we add those 300 with the previous 300, we have a total of 600 repetitions per session of rehabilitation. Results are published in the journal Disability and Rehabilitation Assistive Technologies. Research reported here was supported by a grant from the National Institutes of Health. For more information, please contact Bright Cloud International at the address below.